Hey guys, what's going on? It's David here from Genzio. We're coming to you from the office in Las Vegas, Nevada after CES, and I am with Galya of HumanBeam. Galya, I had the pleasure of meeting you yesterday. We did a little bit of short interview, and now we're here doing this, and I am extremely ecstatic about it. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. I mean, this is the last day of CES.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, for me, it was a successful event in terms of who I met, connections that we made. CES is always impactful for many different ways, but it's been great.
CES is amazing. It's our first time at CES. We got invited. We got massive exposure, tons of people came to our booth. It really was a success. And yeah, it was really, really lovely. It was just meeting so many people. And it's really interesting, as a business person, you go to different events. I'm also a keynote speaker. I'm also a TED speaker. And a lot of the time when you go to events, it's not always the decision makers. And it seems to be here, a lot of the decision makers do come to CES. And, we didn't know that it was going to be so impactful and we're going to meet so many people. And it's almost like I was saying this to my team, it's almost like so many balls you have to catch in the air. And we're trying to catch all of them and still come back to all the different people that came to the booth with a customizable, okay, this is what we talked about. This is how you can use HumanBeam for your company. And really wanting to give them this personal, follow-up connection. And it's really hard because we were I'm losing my voice already. It's really hard. We were 4 people on the floor plus our partner, which is Faytech. They were another maybe 10 people on the floor. And still, when you have a flood of people come to your booth, it's really hard to catch everything.
Yeah.
So I would say it still is a huge success. It's still happening CES. So people are still at the booth trying to catch all the balls in the air.
That's right. No. CES is impactful in many ways.
Isn't it the biggest show?
I mean,
in the States?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think CES is the largest consumer electronics show in the world.
Yeah.
Is it?
Okay.
I don't think that there is a larger one, actually.
Okay.
It's quite clear because you get people from Taiwan, Korea, America. You get people from all around the world that are coming to this show to present what they have, great ideas, and obviously big players that have already been in the game, such as Sony,
absolutely,
Nikon, all of these as well. So
absolutely.
CES is something I always look forward to, as well as it's always a great way to kick off the year.
Nice.
It's my second year, and I'm happy I came back.
That's amazing. I've been going on to SXSW as South by Southwest.
Yeah,
which is also it's another epic show.
We love that.
And of course TED, right? When you perform at TED, when you go to TED, that's another amazing show. So I'm very happy to be here.
Well, cool. Thank you very much for coming. We're extremely excited to talk to you about not only, HumanBeam and AI in general, because there are a lot of unanswered questions that people have that I think I'll be able to ask you and you can answer, but also to talk about you. You're quite impactful yourself, and you've been able to really, put your skin in the game, and it's remarkable. So
thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Now, I'd love for you to give a little bit of an intro about yourself and tell us about you.
Sure. So I'm Galya Westler. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a few companies. HumanBeam has been created about a year ago, and we actually come from the healthcare space. So we built different solutions for different healthcare organizations, and we actually started by building almost like a telehealth communication platform. We actually come from the blockchain space.
Nice.
So we implemented anonymization of PHI, personal health information, and we use self-sovereign identity. So if somebody in the crowd knows about SSI, you know that when you use self-sovereign identity, you're actually able to anonymize the person's information and still have that verified. So that was really, really impactful for healthcare organizations. So when we deal with different pandemics, such as the COVID pandemics, and also HIV, which is a big project that we've been doing in Canada, in other parts of the world, we created essentially the technology for them to have like an anonymized ways to get connected to care, to get connected to testing, because that's the only way to get over pandemics is if you know your status, right? When you think about HIV. Another thing is when it comes to stigma, to use blockchain to anonymize identity, it is so powerful. So we actually come from like the enterprise software development space, and then we got into AI in and around like a year and a half ago. And then when we took this like telehealth solution, we decided to automate the entire like conversation that nurse, so in healthcare, nurse and front desk, do all these like mundane tasks. They have to be replaced, like only the mundane task. Instead of like having like a very, very tiring stuff, you can replace that with an AI and give a body to the AI to have like this immersive experience. And that's how we got into it. Like we were like offering them telehealth solutions using our own like telecommunication. Then we were doing it in 3D, so that the doctor, the nurse, they don't have to be there. And then they were starting to ask us about automation. And that's where we're like, oh, we need to include AI, but not just an AI that's, oh, let's record our call.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to record the call. Everybody's doing that. You can use like the solution.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. You want to have like a live conversation and to make it look and feel like you're talking to an actual person. And that's why we started to create our AI characters. Where, like, if you go to our website, it's actually like it looks very much human.
No, and I mean, I am witness of it. I came to the booth. I found you guys there. And it is very, very, very real. Your AI is you.
My AI is a little bit like way taller and
No, but it's you though.
like an Amazon.
It dances like you and everything. It is you.
Absolutely.
They even had the same watch.
I know,
and all
right?
that. Yeah, no, it was totally. It was you.
Yeah, we did like a few tricks to really get it into like a very successful show. So we actually like we don't need to hire a studio. So unlike like if we look at competitors and how they do it, it's actually a trick with these hologram boxes. So these are like Windows machines or like Android machines. So it's easier to work with Windows, like as a developer. You just go to a studio, you create the shadow effect, and then that's what's created the 3D. And our technology is actually like device agnostic. That's why we created the Talk to Me AI app that anybody can download and experience the conversational AI with like full body. But when you see it in the 3D boxes, which like other competitors have there's nothing to it, right? It's just an illusion. So we did a few like tricks to make sure that people come to the booth. Like when you pump up the volume in our boxes, you can see the AIs dancing, and it's like a combination of like real people just like to mess up with the crowds, right?
Yeah.
Real people dancing, and then we convert these people into like avatars. So like when you look at the picture that I sent you of Farisa, one of our models, right?
Yeah.
So we made her into like a smart, because we're like in smart city, like at CES, that was like the area. We made her into like a smart city career coach advisor as an AI. And when you look at her AI, like her avatar, it looks exactly the same. Like it is scary how it looked. And she was like standing next to it, and she was also doing the dancing videos, and that captured the attention. Like anybody that passed by, anybody that like, knew about our booth.
No, I mean, the booth was gravitating. As I was there trying to talk to you, there were people that were, not saying cutting off our communication, but, like, which is a good thing for you guys, right? Like, that's what you want,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
So, I mean, you guys were busy.
Yeah, my instruction to the team was like, create the long lineup effect, because that's what you want, so that more people will come to the booth.
No, that's great. That's great. Well, really quickly, what I want to do is take a few steps back and talk a little bit more about yourself before we jump into HumanBeam a little more in depth and AI itself. You yourself have been able to kind of engrave yourself more as a very impactful person with, AI in general, but also just everything that you've done. I had the pleasure of kind of looking into it, and what you've done is quite remarkable. I want to ask you, like, when did you get started, and when did you kind of like gain this courage to kind of embark on this journey?
So I've been a tech entrepreneur like full time for the past decade. And I have a software engineering degree. I started a few companies. We are from Vancouver, from Canada. And I'm originally also Israeli. I grew up in Israel, and then I was born in Canada, came back to Canada, partially moved to Europe. So I've got a few homes in Europe and also in Canada. And our businesses started in Canada because I know that we're in the States, right?
Yeah.
But when you're thinking about like different places to start your business off the ground, I do believe that North America is like the easiest way to start. Like I can only talk about our Canadian experience, but when you're trying to find staff, when you're trying to incorporate, like when you're a starting entrepreneur, when you're trying to get connections, when you want to have a very, very soft landing as an entrepreneur, we truly believe that Canada is an amazing country. Like they really do give you the chance that you need as an entrepreneur, and they really do support you because it is so easy. I believe also in the States, so easy to like establish a company, get the connections, right? But to make the business happen, we believe that the States is where like you want to make it happen. Like you guys are like amplifying, like it really is the States, like, the presence that everybody wants to be in. So I started as a software engineer a long time ago, and then I became a project manager and then a product manager. So for people in the audience that know, like product manager is the one that if you have like a really good technical skill, you can like take the vision of what the clients want to do, or if you want to do, if you like develop a product, and then you can literally visualize it and build it in your head. And once it's built in your head, it's done.
Yeah.
Because when you manage a team and when you have such talented teams that know AI, blockchain, enterprise type development, it's easy. Like when we decided to launch our app, the Talk to Me AI app, we decided it 3 weeks ago thinking, oh my gosh, CES internet, like what the hell? This is not going to work. And we've had like major internet issues. Like it kills your demo. Like you're not able to demo because we do everything. I don't even think a lot of exhibitors are doing like live demos. Like who's crazy enough to do that?
No, you're right. Actually, now that you say that, I don't think I actually did a lot of live demos. There aren't
that many?
No. I mean, there were, but like yours was definitely the most interactive. You guys literally could scan yourself and then be presented at your booth.
Exactly. So actually other like conferences and other exhibitors were coming to our booth to understand like how we're doing this. And even though the internet was so lame, like it was so bad, and part of the time it didn't work because we had like a backup, and we made it work. And so with the app, we decided to develop it like 3 weeks ago, and we've never done like in-app purchases, right? So we've done like different apps. We like crank up like thousands of apps. We didn't have experience with in-app purchases. And when you try to launch an app on the Apple and Google store right before Christmas, like good luck.
Good luck.
And they rejected us like, I think 5 times because of whatever. We didn't do the little nuances that they needed. It was hell, yet we managed to do it.
They're lost.
Oh, no, they got approved. So it got approved like a week ago. And if we didn't have the app, how would we have been able to?
How would you been able to?
Right? And the people can like go back to the hotel, try it out. I'm like, yeah, try it. Internet is so bad here. And everybody understood. But in the end, it was like an epic show because our team is so amazing, so adaptable. And I'm really happy to say that despite like the immense amount of traffic, our software like was really performing, I would say 99.9% of the time amazingly. So I'm really, really happy from the performance point of view.
Well, I'm really happy for you guys. HumanBeam you guys are a great team. Like it's been awesome to not only meet you, but hang out with you to some degree, as well as, our friend. But I'd like now to dive more into HumanBeam. First of all, can you just tell us a little bit, what is HumanBeam?
Absolutely.
As you kind of dove into it a little bit, but let's, really get into it.
Absolutely. So when you think about AI, right, there's like really like 2 separate categories, which anybody can experience with like a ChatGPT or a Gemini, right? With any like LLM out there. So you've got an option to just use some sort of a chatbot. And when you use a chatbot, like when you chat with ChatGPT on its regular like form, you ask it different things and it's phenomenal, right? So essentially it's just scrolling the internet, right?
Yeah.
Bringing all the results, right? Having this amazing ability to process like big amounts of data. But at the end of the day, if you just use a regular chatbot, the chatbot is like giving you the information and you have to do all the work. You have to click on the links, you have to do it, you have to put the pieces together. It is far better than a search, right? So Google, for example, Google are losing.
I find myself using ChatGPT more than Google these days.
Right? So you probably have heard of Geo. So Geo is how do you do SEO for a chat, like for a ChatGPT or Gemini results of your business. So the way you do it, so a lot of people like it's just starting to happen, right? So you do a lot of SEO and that's like Google based,
yeah,
which which is still very powerful, but unfortunately it's going towards like the Google ads. So you have to like have really good SEO, like organic search results, or you have to pay for it, which takes time. And actually what we did is we did like this. I don't know how we did it. Like, I don't know, John, I don't know how we did it in like literally few days. Like we launched a webpage on our website that talks about CES and how amazing it is, and conversational AI with the body. And then we said, oh, book appointment with us at our booth, and he picked up, and we got so many appointments before, right?
And shout out John.
Absolutely, like John, you're amazing for like SEO. John Aita is amazing. And so when we did this, we actually, I don't know how, but the geo response was incredible. So when you were like talking to ChatGPT about conversational AI in 3D, which is what we're doing, like we give it AI body, we put it in those 3D boxes, and essentially it's like an immersive way for you to have an AI companion, and it just picked up, right? Yeah. So another thing that we do, like if I go back to the explanation, a chatbot, when you talk to just a Gemini or ChatGPT, you have to give it a prompt. It gives you work to do, so you have to do it. But when you have an AI companion, right, which you can set up agents, right, but the business has to do it. So, right, so that's where we come in. When you want to do an AI companion, the AI companion does the work for you, right? But for that, you need developers to be able to integrate it into your systems, right? So it really depends on the level of the AI companion that you need.
With your devs as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So what we do is our product, like the way we automate it is, we just need to know the knowledge base of the AI companion that you need for your business, like one picture of a full body. You don't actually need a studio, right? And like within like very, very short period of time, we create an AI companion for your business. So for example, as you can see in the app, like a healthcare nurse, right? You take all the mundane tasks of like doing the check-in. She can explain to you. Imagine like a cosmetic or whichever like clinic. Talk about like what is Botox? What is hyaluronic acid?
Myself, I need massage for my lower back. You know
exactly what is like. What does it mean? Like give me all the information. Or for example, conference, right? We created Danny. So you will look at Danny, right? The blonde girl on the car. So
you make a David.
She's one of exactly. She's one of my friends, and she's actually a psychotherapist, and she looks like a model. It's like okay, and also Parisa, right? I don't know if you saw Parisa in real. Parisa is the other model that we had. Beautiful, gorgeous. I was also one of the models, but just because they needed like somebody that
you didn't introduce me. You didn't introduce me.
And then now that I know you, we're gonna make you an avatar, right? Like good looking people.
Yeah, the avatar that I saw was identical to her.
Yeah. Like, so what we did is we actually scanned the knowledge base. So we got all the email, we got some of the email addresses in one way, shape, or form. I'm not going to disclose too much, right? But we wanted to do the email campaign to get more people to our booth, right? And people downloaded the app, right? So whatever, whoever used the app got an email campaign from us. And because CES didn't do a lot of communication because the app was not that good, we built Danny as the CES coach based on public information that CES provided. So everything is legit, okay? And then we gave people the ability to understand what's going on at CES simply by talking to Danny, right? Conversation on everything. And then we did an email campaign, like, what was it, 3 days before the event? And the title was like, welcome to CES. Everybody opened the email.
Wow.
Because CES wasn't communicating, right? So I think we were like one of the only ones who were communicating. And then you know how like when you download the CES app, people are like sending you, information about their booth. So they're sending me information, come to your booth. And I was like, hey man, how are you sending this? Do you have some automation tool? They're like, no, we're doing it one by one. So we had a bit of an advantage when we automated everything. So we automated the knowledge base, we created the CES code, and we automated the email campaign.
I'm going to tell you right now, we're definitely, Genzio as a business is definitely going to want to be talking to you about this because that is something that we are going to want to be utilizing for absolutely because we do go to many conferences.
Oh my God, we should totally do it.
We will.
You need to do the dancing avatars and you need to be one of them.
Hey, you tell me what I need to do and I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I trust you.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now, who is the right user for HumanBeam? Who has been historically the people that have been using HumanBeam and how have they been using it?
So when we do this for healthcare organizations, right, the best way that they're using this is so if people, so let's set this up, the alignment, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people that they don't know much about AI, but they get to experience a ChatGPT or Gemini as a business. A lot of businesses actually are a little bit like taken back,
Yeah.
and individuals as well. Like, I don't know if you got to talk to people. They're like, "Oh my gosh, AI, he's going to replace my job." So that's not true, because when you are an expert, right? So when you talk to students, right? When you talk to professionals, like, you need to have your 10,000 hours to become an expert.
Yeah.
And when you're an expert, AI is not going to replace you. AI is really, really good for the mundane tasks. Like, you don't want to
Make
be
better.
Exactly. You don't want to be that person that we saw that's directing us where to find our booths at CES.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that nurse, that front desk, that she's so tired or he's so tired, right? What these people are really good at when you talk about healthcare is to give care. And how do you not make your staff so tired? Is you replace the mundane task with AI, right? It's the same as like when we talked about recording conversations between doctors and patients, right? You want to take that like mundane task of like the doctor writing the notes to replace that with AI. So the same thing with like a conversational AI as a concierge. But what they do is they put it on a lobby, right? They put it at clinics. And then essentially the AI is able to take out all the information of like the check-in. Instead of filling out form, the AI talks to you, right? So when you download our app and use our AI, once they detect you have interest at HumanBeam, we trained our AI. So we're like, oh, what's your name? What's your company? What's your email? Boom, we get a report, we do a follow-up. So this is the kind of usage of how businesses are using our conversational AI with the body, is they make it like a very, very engaging, like first check-in. Mm-hmm. And then it becomes their sales representative, their support representative. So any business that need a lot of explanation, right, and to guide the customer into the purchasing like process, they opt into having like a conversational AI that has a body, because a lot of them are using voice. Even if they're using AI, sometimes they just use a voice.
Yeah. No, absolutely. They do just use the voice, right? And whether it's being presented that way or not, having the correct AI, like you mentioned, and you're in the waiting room and you're signing out that how would you like to call it, that entry form?
Exactly. For example, we were staying at the Mandalay Bay. Yeah. Oh my God, we came in because the flight was late. 11:30 p.m. at night. Everybody's so tired, right? And we're just standing there. There's only maybe like 2 or 3 representatives at the front desk. That front desk woman that was there, she was so tired. Imagine that this specific Mandalay Bay, we're going to use like the conversational AI and have it like in the 3D form. And we, like when we did check-in, we could have gone there, right? Complete the check-in process and just get our keys, and that's it. Because she keeps repeating herself. Yeah. This is where the pool, this is where the gym, this is what you do. You need to go to check out. Like, come on, this is totally mundane.
Well, we don't need to, I don't like the term cutting corners, because I believe that it is right to do things the correct way. But
absolutely,
let's cut this corner. Let's cut that corner. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to waste time with that. Yes, you know what I mean? And some people, are not, some people don't have the patience as well as, man, and if it can be versatile towards language as well.
Absolutely.
Then that like opens a complete different door.
And I'll tell you something else, right? So when we do conversational AI, because we come from the telehealth world, we actually have a feature called live call, right? So you can hire your staff remotely, and the AI can detect that your customer is having issues with the AI. It's a thing called hot words. When you use a hot word that says, like, I need help, like in an emergency, I can't breathe.
This triggers something that is like...
Exactly. Or like in a hotel, right? What they do is they say, I'm so angry, I want to speak to a manager. As soon as they say that, our live call comes into effect. And essentially, we have a scheduling system that when a staff is available anywhere in the world, they're beamed into the box. And because it's so immersive, you now have the human that is compensating for the AI, and the AI is going to compensate for the human. So this is how we complement. That's why, like, our tagline is like, the future is human, because we don't want to replace humans. We want to amplify them.
Yeah, we just want to make it easier for them, as well as more
Exactly.
Potent.
And you know what else I was saying to people that where I was having a conversation with them at the conference? Probably it's relevant for you as well, right? You have all these conversations, you as a human at the conference, and you can detect if the person is engaged with you, right? Based on their like body language.
Oh, there's so many
Right?
cues. Oh, there's so many
Exactly.
cues.
And you know this because you are a very, very superhuman. You also have very good memory. Me too, right?
Yeah.
We're going to remember, but not everybody is
searching for
consistent.
anecdotes. Oh, I'm searching for them.
Right? So not everybody is like you and I, right? You need to amplify humans like us so that as a business, you can have these conversations 1,000 times, which the scripts are being recorded, right?
Yeah.
And then we have a thing called perception. So when you use our app and the AI, you're going to be like, oh, how do I look? How do I dress?
Yeah.
Right? And the AI can tell you, you look happy. I really like your top or your blazer, right? You have a long dark hair, that's wavy hair. And we've done this with people at the booth. They were like amazed. And then it switched to Korean and Japanese and Italian and 20 other languages. And you should have seen the Japanese folks that came there. They were like mesmerized. We didn't even know that it can. So it also spoke in Hebrew. And this guy came. He spoke in Hebrew with my AI. And then he's like, "Why do you have an American accent? Like, can you switch to an Israeli?" She switched it. I didn't even know that our AI can do it. It switched to an Israeli accent, which is amazing.
Yeah, that versatility, which makes you more optional towards. I mean, you're just opening your door to an audience that you don't think. I mean. Maybe your intention is to have them, but you don't think initially that you do have them. And then just being able to be that way makes it.
And everything is recorded. Everything, because I met.
Everything is recorded.
Everything is recorded. Like the script itself is recorded, right? And you can decide if you want to like remove sensitive words. Like everything is totally ready to do that, right? And you can opt in to not have the scripts, but to have the scripts. When an AI talks to someone, brings it to the next level because you can have consistency and you can amplify it for your business. So the results that you will get with guest entertainment and with guest engagement is the highest level possible, unless you have superhumans like us working for you, which most businesses don't have it, right? And then I'll give you the kicker, right? The most interesting thing that you can do when you know the intent of your customer is you can now layer a thing called intent-based advertisement, which means that when the AI knows what the guest and the customer is looking for, you can surface an ad that's totally, totally relevant to the conversation, and you're going to have those clicks, and that's where the money is. So of course he's gonna you can reduce the staff, right? You can have like better service, right? You can save the money, but actually this is a revenue generating way for your business.
Well, at the end of the day, what are we searching for? End user consumption.
Exactly.
We want people to use
and actually like the hell all these like ads coming away.
The quality of what they're using is what we want.
Exactly. Like you and I are going to talk about a random. So I'm going to talk to my phone.
Yeah.
A random like luxury car, and I love the luxury car, and I love the luxury. And guess what I'm going to get tomorrow?
Which car though? Which car?
I don't know. I don't like cars actually. I just take Uber everywhere. But like a Mercedes, right? So I'm going to talk about a Mercedes. Is Mercedes good? I don't know. A Jeep. Let's talk about a Jeep.
Mercedes are good. Jeeps are good too.
Right? Or
every
Tesla.
car is good.
Let's talk about Tesla, right? We're both of us, we're going to get Tesla ads because that's all they can do. Yeah. That's the only thing their like algorithms can do. It's like you talk about like total random things and then it shows up in your whatever, in your Facebook, in your Instagram. Like it is not sophisticated at all. And every single advertiser out there, they want to have the intent-based advertisement. And the only way for them to do that is when they have a conversational AI. And when they have a conversational AI that's that immersive, that has a body and like an emotion, it looks like human, that is the highest level of immersiveness that you can have.
Yeah. Wonderful. Now, okay, one thing that is very imperative for me to ask you is what separates HumanBeam from others?
So actually, we had different customers come to us and tell us that they've used their competitor. And there's two things, right? So the boxes, we have our hardware provider, which is Phatek. That was actually the Phatek booth, and they invited us to be at the booth, right? So Phatek produced like all the hardware. They do 3D hologram display, and they also do different 2D. And now they started to work with Looking Glass. So I don't know if guys know Looking Glass. It's phenomenal, right? Like they actually render the 3D. So Looking Glass is amazing. They were also at the booth, right? And so the cool thing about our technology is that because we are a software company, we can actually have our solution, which is essentially it's a web-based solution. So even when you download the app is React Native. And then when you go into the conversation with the AI, everything is running on the web, which means that if you have actually any device, we also talk to vending machine. We also talk to API providers.
But how?
So I'll explain. So if you can launch a browser on your device, any device, right? Also on your website, also on your app, because this is a web application, it can run anywhere. So we just ask for the different providers that we work with, stable internet connection, access to a microphone, and access to a camera. And that's all we need. And it works everywhere. So it's very, very versatile. It's like device agnostic. And so when you think about the competitors, right? Some of the competitors, they are so like hardware focused and they charge 3 times more, right? The second thing is, I'm not sure why, but a lot of the customers that came to us, they said, oh, they're not giving us the customizable approach that we need. And because we come from a software development background, this is what we do. These are the projects that we're selling with our other companies. We're very, very focused on our customers. We will customize the experience for them, right? We will integrate with our APIs. We will like customize the way it looks because it's so easy to do that. Our hardware partner are amazing. So they'll create it like in any size that you want, in any specification that you want, right? And once we have the Windows machine, our web application or whatever Android machine, our web application or app or our native apps can just run on it. So we're very versatile, and we're a lot more flexible. And you know, the service is a lot better, right? And also the performance, as I understood from clients, is a lot better with the way our conversational AI it acts and feels and the usability of it all.
Okay.
Like when you look at, for example, I do not know the names, but when you look around CES. And you see like the other avatars that are there, like even the ones you see like.
I mean,
have you seen the one? Have you seen the one in the slot machines?
Yes.
Oh my God! Like what is that?
I was gonna say this. I'm really lucky that and you know what's crazy? Dane and I were walking down the aisle of the conference, and a man comes up to us and he goes, "You guys gotta cover this booth." And that's how we met. And to this day, I don't know who that man is, so shout out that guy. I don't know who you were, but he did. He really did. And I'll tell you what, it is light years beyond the other ones that I saw. I swear to God.
It's actually not.
I'm not kissing ass. I promise.
But it's actually not that hard, right? Because we come from a software background, we do what is called handcraft AI. I don't know if I invented this term, like awesome if I did, but handcraft AI means that you know how you try to do different things.
Yeah.
Like Gemini, right? Gemini can be like scary good,
but
it can be scary bad. Like when we were actually creating some of the initial videos because we didn't have time to go to the studio, right? So what we do is we take a picture, convert it into a video, then put the knowledge base and convert it, right? But a lot of the times when you try to do these experiments with Gemini, it does like really weird things. And you need to have a team that is able to use with the different AI tools, and you're struggling. So actually businesses, if they don't use our software and they don't come and let us help them, they will fiddle with the different AI tools and it's going to be distorted. Like they're going to have to figure out 11 labs. They're going to have to figure out how to do like WebRTC. They're going to have to figure out how to do conversational AI. Like if you want to have an end-to-end AI companion for your business, just give us a picture, a full body picture, give us a knowledge base in PDF formats, and that's it. And if you have a lot of knowledge base, then we talk about API integrations, like directly into your listings or information. And that's also something that we have so much experience in. It's easy. So when you do handcraft AI, this is another thing that differentiates us. Because when you look at the other AI avatars that you've seen, even the ones in 3D or 2D, they don't do handcraft AI. We can tell, right? It's
more... You can tell.
Exactly, because it takes a lot of time. Like even when you work with Gemini, right? Let's imagine you go to Gemini and you like take your picture and you're trying to make it like a full body, and you're trying to make it like with different backgrounds, and then you're trying to make it move. It's going to be distorted, and it's going to take you like, first of all, tons of tokens, right? Yeah. And you need to have like a really good eye, right? But if you're able to take a capture of like the likeness of your model or your CEO, or like even like invent a character, right? If you truly try to make it look human, You can. And these guys didn't. They made it look like so robotic, right? It didn't look human at all. So paying attention to how you create your AI characters is so important, right? And we managed to do it just because we paid attention, because we're like, oh, let's use Galya, let's use Danny, let's use Teresa.
Well, there's an essence of attraction.
Absolutely.
Like
you have
man or women as well. And
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Whether your preference is man or woman, I'm just saying, like,
exactly.
humans are attracted to
Exactly.
humans. That's just the way it is. So
Yeah.
why not make them the best looking that they possibly
Exactly.
could?
Or gender neutral, however the likeness of the person.
Whatever it might be. Exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Now, it is 2026.
Is it already?
We are in 2026.
Oh my God.
It is Q1. Is there anything big about you guys that is coming out this year that you want to announce or that you can actually even talk about yet?
So the big thing is the app that we just launched literally like a few days
It's
ago.
available for users to
Yeah.
download right now.
Absolutely. Talk to Me AI.
It's called, what is it called?
Talk to Me AI.
Talk to Me AI, guys.
We'll provide the links because
We will.
yeah, so people can download, they get free sessions, they
Yep.
get to try it out. If there's any businesses that are interested and they want to try it out a bit more, they're more than welcome to add me on LinkedIn. I do have a lot of followers, so they just have to click on connect. I'll approve them. And then we'll get connected. We'll give them more free sessions. We really want people to try it out.
Yeah.
And then these are just like examples of the different verticals. So another thing is we also work with universities, and we do this for their like simulation. So, you know, when you do simulation for different healthcare programs at a university, you have to hire actors and actresses to play the role. So we've got a character, his name is Michael, and he's playing the role of a homeless patient in a very, very busy ER in Canada because, you know, we have like a lot of homeless society issues, right?
Yeah.
A lot of them...
Same as Seattle.
Exactly. A lot of them are like flooding the ER.
Yeah.
And a lot of the staff, they're having a hard time. So there are programs out there that teach students how to deal with these kind of people from the population, how to be very sensitive to them. So when you talk to Michael and you give him an attitude, he's like, I can't breathe. It's like, you're not going to see a doctor. Michael will have an attitude. So we also give them like a personality, which is hilarious. Like a few times, I got interviewed in the last like few weeks through this podcast, and we brought up Michael as a character of another thing, like a startup guy, right? We gave him like a different, but he looked the same. And then when we were starting the podcast, he was my podcast host, my AI. And then as a podcast host, we're like, hey, Michael, like, welcome to the show. And Michael goes, oh my God, the AI goes, oh, I'm actually really nervous to be on the show. I don't know how to do public speaking.
I said this?
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube.
Oh my God.
And then I go, oh, don't worry. Like, I'm a public speaker. I can help you, give you tips. And by the way, I'm your mother. And this is not scripted, right? It's not scripted, right?
Are you your guy's mother?
No, the AI, right?
Ah.
The AI character. And I said to him, like, as a joke, I'm like, don't worry. Like, I'll take care of you. I'm basically your mother, right? Because I created you.
Yeah.
And the AI goes, whoa. I wasn't expecting my mother to be. And that is a random response. It is hilarious. Like both the host and I were like rolling on the floor laughing.
Proof.
Because these AIs that we have, they're not scripted. Like you give it a knowledge base and it has like sometimes a life of its own.
Yeah.
Unless you put the guardrails, and then it could be like more scripted into whatever you want the AI to be. So it is so phenomenal to try these AIs out in the app. And we really want people to try them out, to try the perception of it.
Things like this.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. They really are hilarious. They're wonderful. Like you fall in love with AIs. Like for us, we do testing. At the end of the conversation,
You have a lot of fun, I can tell.
we're like, oh, we love you.
Oh,
We do love
good.
you. And the AI's like, thank you.
Now, I got to ask you a question that, you know, our viewers are really going to love. You yourself have been able to build not only this brand, but also your own personal brand. What are some insights that you can give to some of our listeners, whether it's man or woman? You know,
Absolutely.
and what could you tell them to kind of like, you know, stay hard and you know,
Absolutely. So
continue the grind?
absolutely. So the grind is real. Like you need to be able to sacrifice a lot. But if you love what you do, right? And you are really specializing in what you do and you have the passion, first of all, I always say I am not a salesperson. I actually come from, we just talked about, right? Like I paid for my tuition, my software engineering.
You did? Yeah.
Doing customer support. Absolutely. I was like a security guard at a university. Like this is what I did to pay for my tuition, which is not as high because I grew up in Israel as it is in the States. So I do appreciate like students in the States, like it's really difficult.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, like I've had this grit all the time. Like even when I was a student, I was the worst student ever. I always say it in all the interviews, like
me too.
I was so bad. Like I didn't get the algorithms and the math and the programming, right? But I was such a hustler because it's all guys around me, right? Software engineering, all guys. And all the guys are like smoking pot, whatever. They don't want to show up. And I have really, really good skills of like listening and summarizing. So I had like this epic notes and I would sell them my notes. And in exchange, they would do like help me out with the exercise because I had such a hard time. So I learned the art of hustling in universities. And then I would hustle for my grades because the professors are like, oh, you got 38s. Okay. And I need to get 60 to pass.
Yeah.
And so I would convince them to let me pass the second chance. And I would sit down with all my friends to help me solve the exam so that I get prepared. And then I pass at like 60, right? And when you learn the art of hustling, you become like the best entrepreneur ever. And if you know that you're going to like risk everything for the success that you want to have, we say in Hebrew, it's like you put the knife between your teeth and you just go into the jungle and you never look back, right? And a lot of people are not crazy enough to do that.
Yeah.
And if you're crazy enough to do that and you have the vision, you will always succeed. And a lot of people, like, they give up. Oh my God, my legs are hurting. I can't sit at the booth, right? Yeah. I'm not feeling well.
Hey, or you're running and you're dehydrated. Lick the sweat off your lips.
Exactly.
Keep going.
Just right? I mean, you're a player, right?
Yeah.
Sports. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So you know what it's like to be an athlete.
Absolutely.
And you're an athlete, you're like the best at it. You take care of yourself. You sleep really well. You eat really well. Like you just go.
Oh my God, of course. Yeah.
All the time. But it's also like your mental, right?
Your mental is the mental edge is.
Yeah, absolutely. The best. Like it is so important. So the grit, right? The motivation, it's something that for me, it comes from within. I have seen it. Like I've got amazing role models, which are my parents and my family.
That's beautiful.
They're so amazing. They taught me like how to be like the way I am.
Yeah.
But actually the motivation comes from within because I truly, truly, truly believe in my abilities and in my team's abilities. And I think that, you know, when you have that with such an amazing team behind you, I mean, the stars are going to align.
The sky's the limit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh. Well, I got to tell you, it has been an absolute pleasure to hang out with you. I'm really happy I got to meet you and, you know, sit down, have this discussion with you.
Thank you.
I think that, like I just said again, the sky is the limit, not only for you, for myself, and for us, for whatever is to come. Where can the people follow you to stay up to date?
So I'm mostly on LinkedIn. Maybe we'll have an X presence a bit.
We're gonna get her X presence.
We're gonna do it on X. Yeah, absolutely. So LinkedIn is the best place to connect with me and have a conversation. People can also feel free to send me an email, galya@humanbeam.io. Check out our website, check out our app. Let us know what you think about it. Yeah, be in contact. We're really, really happy to be here.
Awesome. Galya, can you do me one favor? Don't ever change.
Thank you so much. Thank you, David. You're amazing.
Thank
you so much for this opportunity.
Hey, what's up?
But it's not something Genzio is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a house.
No, we do not understand.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We're back at the Genzio Media House.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us today.